Is it working? Let's check. Always gotta check. The one time I don't check is the one time it's not gonna work. All right, all seems well. So here we are, Thanos number 6, session 6, I think it says. Yeah, got the colors picked. It's kind of where I left it last night. I cleaned all the statue parts off the table because I just felt like things were getting in the way, and I'm gonna do the base first, so I can get it out of the way, and then I'm gonna do the statue parts. So there's plenty enough to keep me busy there for the next couple lessons. So I've picked out the colors. I think for the Thanos armor, I'm gonna go with the bright gold and the greedy gold. There's like a little bit of an inlay that I'll use the greedy gold for. So I think that's what I'm gonna go with. It's a little bright, but at the same time, I want his armor base to be kind of bright because I'm going to be, weathering it down and then brightening it back up again. So yeah, I think these are going to be the two colors for that. And for Captain America's shield, I think I've decided to go with the chrome and the two transparents. I like that finish. It looks, the way it catches the light, even with a thicker saturation, it catches the light really nicely. And see different light sources here in my room. But yeah, I mean, even with the different light sources, it still lets some of that chrome through. So it's good. I am gonna have to pay attention to how thick it is though. Like that got a little bit thick on that blue. This red overall is pretty thick. I can see some thinness here, so I do have to be careful about how much I saturate it with, and just take it easy on that. But that should be a good solution for Cap's shield. I wasn't really happy with either of these two. I think instead I'm gonna do the chrome base overall. Like the main part's gonna be all Vallejo chrome, and then I'm gonna put in some wash and some panel liner and stuff like that, and then dry brush it back up a little bit where I need to. Yeah, because I want it to shine, but I don't want it to be like overpowering. And since I'm going to be dulling it down, I know these are just too flat. Like I don't like how flat the steel looks. This metal color steel isn't too bad, but it's too dark. It's closer to a gunmetal, and I think I want something with a little more shine. So I might do that. I might do aluminum. I also have a dark aluminum, but I think that's going to end up being more like that. So I think I'm going to go tried and true, go with the chrome. I got a whole full bottle over there, just trying to kill that one in the back. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's get this other junk out of the way. But it is pretty awesome to be able to add to the spoon library. Just collect up these bad boys, and next time I need them, I don't have to go through this whole paint sesh again. These two. And into the library they go. Might need a larger container eventually, but for right now, this is a pretty nice little palette of stuff. So, set you guys out. I'll set you out. Set you out. You can go back into the library as well. The rest of you, you're getting reshelved as soon as I'm done working today. Back to the containment unit with you. And yeah, this, I don't know, what was it? Not the pearl copper. Yeah, it was the pearl copper. I don't know if I even want to keep this close by because it's terrible. Maybe I just didn't apply it right. I don't know. I'll check that out. It looks like it would be very nice. In the bottle, it looks nice. But on the surfaces, I might have to do some research, figure out maybe I'm doing something wrong. But also, if it paint's that complex, I don't want to fuck with it anyway. It's too much. Sorry for the language, kids. Daddy's feeling spicy today. All right. What do I want to paint first? I need to chrome this. I need to chrome the helmet and the helmet and the shield pieces. Gotta chrome them up real good. So what I think I might do then, actually no, it makes more sense. I'll paint the metal parts first, then I can mask them off, and then I can do the rocks and dry brush and do all the everything else. So that sounds like a good idea. And I am gonna do 2 colors on the base here. So they've got some like brown dirty parts, like not like dirt mud kind of rocks, and then some like stone kind of rocks. I'm gonna kind of try to mix it up a little bit. And then of course all the little skulls have to be painted. But for right now, we can get chrome on all of this. Chrome on that, chrome on those spots. So I think that seems like a good place to start. Vallejo metal color chrome. Got a tiny bit left in this baba. I'm gonna grab another one. I've got a backup here somewhere. Right here it is. Ooh, that needs a shake. That's been sitting for a while. All right, there we go. That's good. Shake this one down too. Really not that much left in it. Shake it down to the cap. Let me get my little airbrush station set up. Oh, hey, you want to see a new toy? Just came in. Check this thing out. It's a duster. It's really cool. It didn't come in time to use it here. But yeah, as far as it's loud. Yeah, this thing is crazy. Like I dusted all my statues with it today, like in my office and stuff. And it does a really good job, especially for like hard to reach places and like stuff you don't want to move around. Like you don't want to move your statues around to dust them. This thing is awesome. It does sound like a little jet turbine though. There's like a little metal turbine in it. I can see it. Anyway, it's pretty dope. It's like I don't know. I'll put it on my Amazon later. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I'm getting distracted here. Let's chrome some ish. See the Vallejo notice thing? No. What's that? The Vallejo notice, what? You're not about to ruin my day, are you? Because I was really just trying to enjoy it. This better not be bad. Forgot about the delay and how long it takes for like from what I say to reach you guys. They posted on their Instagram about the strike they had and they resolved. Oh, I didn't know they had a strike. Huh. I don't follow Vallejo on Instagram. I probably should, but because I do all use all their stuff and I do like their paints. But also that would explain why there's been such a run on Vallejo primer. Now that you mention it, because I've been waiting for the hobby shop to get reloaded, but man, it seems like every time I go in, they never have it. I'm not completely out, but I also don't like running low either. Is this a thing like? Well, I mean, I guess if it worked out, I mean, if they resolved it and the workers got back to work, then they must have been satisfied with the outcome. So good for them and good for Vallejo. I hope they continue to make paints because they make some good stuff. I gotta go refill this water bottle. I'll be right back. Yeah. Oh, dang. All right. That needle is sufficiently moisturized. Oh, I suppose I should have used the bigger cup, but anyway, we're already in it now. All right, to the airbrush box. I'm gonna go in with this Vallejo metal chromo, and well, I don't want to. There's no place really to clamp this. I don't want to. So if I am going to make a spot, it'll be in a hidden area here. Oh yeah, no, I don't want to do that. It'll rip the primer off. All right. How do I want to handle this? I'm looking at the shield. I'm trying to figure out how I can handle it so that it I know what I can do. Yeah. All right, do it like that. That'll work. This thing is mostly clean. Scratch it up. All right, let's do this. Oh, it's back I'm in the seat. Chrome dries pretty quick too, so which is nice. I'm just gonna hit it with the gun. Just want to dry these edges so I can pick it up. All right, that should do it. This Vallejo chrome really is good. All right. He's good enough. Set this down. There we go. Let's do these little joints next. Done. Started. These chrome skulls look metal as hell. It's like a 80s album cover. Some death metal band. Fucking metal as shit. I think I got in there pretty good. Oh. Weird how I can like try to get the little details and just miss whole big sections. I like to double check everything. Alright, that looks good to me. Alright, now time for the big one. And for this, I learned from my previous error. I'm going to pull this a little forward, so you might not be able to see. Might not be able to see it all, but I need to be able to get to it from underneath. So pulling it a little forward, so I can alternate. Move it back a little bit. There we go. It's kind of dark in here anyway. Dark in the box, I mean. Clean. This chrome sprays really easily too. I do love this stuff. While it's bouncing around, I'm going to put my respirator on.
Alright, so I sound like Darth Vader right now, but I had to. This thing is like barely inside of the suction zone of my airbrush box, so there's a lot of particulates kind of flying back in my face. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to breathe in a bunch of chrome, you know. We're spraying at too high a pressure. Let's try that. Oh God, I'm falling. That's better. A little bit. It's really hard to see if I got everything. I do need to get these top inside bits.
All right, that should do it. Sauce fan is so loud. I can delicately lift this out. Alrighty. Chrome. Everything is chrome. Alright, there's not enough left in there to worry about. Thank you for your service, bottle. You love that stuff. I'm gonna need to chrome anything. Yeah, I'll need to chrome the sword and stuff later. So. Yeah, sometimes that respirator comes in handy. I can't get all the way inside the airbrush box for the capture filter to work. I gotta clean this airbrush out. Un momento, por favor. Right? Pretty clean. Alright, so probably want to give those a little while to dry. And It should be dry pretty soon though, so I'm not gonna hang out for too much longer. I'll give them a couple minutes. Take a health and safety break. I'll be right back. All right, these should be ready to go. So, how do I want to go about doing this? Suppose I should, I suppose I should give these a varnish, just so the chrome doesn't peel up as I'm doing other stuff. So let's be smart about this and get a gloss on these guys. can't go around skipping steps. That's how you end up in a disaster. Yeah, and the shield, I've got to, since I want it to slide, I don't want to put too thick of a varnish on it. We'll see. Should be fine. I think there was some wiggle room in there once it snaps down in. I need to remember to, once I uncover the gemstones on the hand after I do the base coat, I need to make sure that I got all the light sources covered. Because if you don't have primer covering all the insides, all those little nooks and crannies, you're gonna get like light coming through. You don't want it. I don't want light leaks. So I remember to double check that. Alright, I'm gonna go with this the Army Painter Gloss. It's just it'll dry fast. This stuff dries in no time, so this is really nice. The other stuff, the premium varnish, is what I'll use for the final top coat. That takes a while to dry, to fully cure. What's up, Dean? Oh God, ow. I'm about to fall. My rolly chair is rolling away. I'm just hitting these with a little bit of gloss. Very little bit. Just want to seal it in a little bit. Don't want to flake off the finish when I go to mask it, particularly around like the star. The inlay parts. So there you go. Just a light varnish. So, because yeah, that mask is going to need to be applied. This on shield especially. Come on, big boy. Yeah, this base is gigantic. It's ridiculous. Yes, it is resin, Mando. Yeah, I had to. I mean, you could see how these pretty much maxed out my build plate. This one in particular, this front piece, I had to chop off the front little emblem here because it wouldn't quite fit no matter how I tilted it. And so yeah, so I had to just manually chop that off and then reattach it after. But yeah, this thing really is gigantic. Like, it's nuts. Plenty of room for a battery pack though. Yeah, I don't even want to. I don't even really want to think about how many bottles of resin it was, because I don't usually keep. I don't keep up with that, but I know it was a lot. Like, if you asked me to guess, I would say it was at least 3 bottles of resin, maybe 4, maybe 3.5, something in that range. It was a lot of resin. Knowing when you got all the varnish out of the gun, out of the spray gun, is hard because it's transparent. So you're gonna have to go with your gut. A little water in there just to so it doesn't dry. In case I missed anything. I hollowed most of it. Most of it is hollow. The only solid parts are the shield and his sword blades. The blades on his sword. Those are the only parts that are not hollow. Everything else is hollow. It still was just a lot of resin because it was just, these pieces are huge. Like, I'm actually gonna have to buy a new shelf to go over my desk to put this where I want to put it. It's gonna look really good too. I can't wait to have it up because I hung my Avengers posters. I have all 4 Avengers posters in the little corner of where my office desk is, and so of course Infinity War and Endgame are side by side, not side by side like next to each other, but side by side in the corners. Like, one's on one wall, one's on the other. So what I'm going to do is put a shelf right there, and then stick Thanos in that corner, put some little spotlights on him, and then he's right there in between both the movie posters. And I also then will have the option to bring the other Avengers statues over there too. So, which I may end up doing, so that way I can clear out another cabinet, further expand my statue collection once the time comes. Which printer do I have? I have a Anycubic M3 Premium. Freaking love that thing. Yeah, I mean, I really have to be strategic because, like, I've got 2 quarter scale slots, but they're not wide. They're super tall, but not wide. So I have to use like museum kind of, or the not museum pose, the yeah, that's what it's called, right? Museum pose, studio pose, whatever you call it. The ones where they're mostly just standing kind of straight up, you know. So I got 2 slots to fill for those. I've got one more little small corner box to fill. And then after that, like I said, I'm going to put up a shelf and start moving some other dudes over. But after that, I'm going to start having to put up shelves or something because I will be out of space. I still got some time though. Should be good. I'm going to try to do my year of villains, and those are going to be mostly 1/6 scale. So I'm not doing any huge villains, except I do want to do a Juggernaut. He's even at 1/6 scale, he's pretty big. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, I'm chattering like a monkey in a tree here. I need to get to work. What do I want to do first? Let's get this shield masked and painted. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get a coat of wash on this because wash takes a while to dry. So if I wash it, then I can move on to working on these guys. I'm trying to be strategic with my time. Some strategery. Yeah, I do like Anycubic. Oh, hey, thanks, Mando. Appreciate that. Appreciate the encouragement. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I'm gonna get some wash on this so that that can be drying while I start work on that. What was I doing here? We're gonna go with this Vallejo black wash, and we're just gonna mess this all up, which is my favorite parts of these things. Where's my water cup? Here it is. I have water. Oh no. That's funny. And I'm going to sport 2 towels because I had to run back and forth. Although I do rely on just one mixing brush, and I probably shouldn't. A good mixing brush. So. I need that right now anyway. Oh, I got to paint these little skulls. It's going to be fun. What do I need? I need a big old fatty fat brush. Biggest one I got. We are not messing around today. I don't know if you should. I guess you should shake wash on it. Probably separates. Maybe, I don't know. Now I'm just gonna dirty this bad boy up. This a little bit, kind of section by section, so that I don't leave any little pools or bubbles. Need a little bit of light over here though, because I can't see this angle. There we go. Oh man, I wish I could understand what you're saying. I'll have to hit translate on that later. so far away. I feel like I'm, when you're shooting pool and you have to use one of the cheat stick because it's so far away, a little bridge. Oh, there's some little rocks in here I gotta paint. Now I'm just dulling this down a little bit, even some spots and junk, and then I'm going to go back and dry brush it. Go back in here and panel line a lot of this, so I don't need to worry about hitting everything. But I say that and I try to do it anyway. Peel off on my fingers. Be careful how I'm grabbing this thing. There you go. Just hang on the edge here. Yeah, good. That's good. That's for your health. You needed that. That's good. Because what you're not smelling are what is called the VOCs, the little organic parts of the resin compound that apparently gets into your system the quickest. That stuff's nasty. Panel liner down in there. I think that's how I should be thinking about this. Just hitting the major surfaces, and then I'll be coming back with some panel liner later. Just slapping on some wash. My first instinct is to do this with the airbrush, but I don't want it to be like a uniform color. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be a little spotty and patchy and have little pools and just kind of introduce some, randomness into the paint job. That's what this wash is for. A little bit of grime, a little bit of, just random texture. Got some wear on it. I don't want any of this to be super, super clean. I want his armor is also going to be a little bit of dirt, a little bit of battle damage. I do want it to be pretty shiny though. I'm not going to go full like heavy damage, but I do want to mess it up a little bit. And like I said, I'm going to be going back and dry brushing this anyway, so this isn't anywhere close to the final product. This is like one of those trust the process kind of situations. Always gotta trust the process. I also don't want to leave totally total mess of unevenness, but when I first started painting, the washing process was always intimidating. It was the first thing I was kind of intimidated by. Dry brushing was the first thing I learned to do, probably, and then next was like washes and glazes. And washes really intimidated me for a while, because it seems like, oh god, I'm messing up the paint. It's like, no, you're just adding a dirt layer, adding like some age. I think about I'm adding years. So yeah, it's supposed to be a little messed up, it's supposed to look a little patchy and weird. That means it's seen some shit. Too much right there. I don't really get these top crevices. Although, like I said, I'm going to come back with some panel liner, so I should just be thinking more about the surfaces at the moment. Oh, got a leak. I gotta get out of this habit of using this bottle top as a distribution container because I always end up with a leaky top because it's just running through the side, which is kind of funny. Can I get that other little circle thing? The inside of that now. Yeah, kind of like little spots. We're gonna leave them. Not that spot. That's too big. Do panel liner and some of that stuff. Oh, started the wrong post. So I gotta finish it now. I can't just leave it all drippy. Skipped ahead though. Let's work backwards. This is probably my favorite part of painting. Is the starting the weathering process. What's up, Dan? It's too much. Do 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 do. Getting some wash on this thing. Yeah, I'm just wanting to add a little character into this metal. So I'll give it a nice spatter wash. Give it some texture and some age and some grit. Then I'll go back in with a dry brush and brush it back up to shiny again in some spots, most spots. It should look nice. Then I'll go in with some panel liner and hit any places that need a little more definition or need some cleaning up. Right now I'm just trying to inject a little randomness into it. Too much. Nope. Top edge there. Definitely be hitting that on the dry brush anyway. And it'll hit all these little rivets and junk too. Don't want to make any too much texture. Okay, quit going backwards and keep going forwards. Some dirt chunks in there. Looks looking pretty good. I am not, but I did pick up one of those turbojet handheld rechargeable air blower thingies, and I could definitely use it on here. Let's try that technique. I would imagine it kind of ripples like water, like kind of scales. It would make a cool like repeating pattern. I will try that. I'll go back and put some panel liner on there. Yeah, it just showed up today. I realized like when I was cleaning this out and I was doing all the pre-production work on this to get the wires and everything run, how much just flotsam I generated, and I just needed to blow it. I couldn't get in there to like really dust the inside of this model, and so I immediately went and bought one, and I do not regret it because it's pretty awesome. And then I used it today to dust my collection, like in the room, just to blow all the dust off. Way easier than doing the way I was doing it with the little handheld, little feather duster, Swiffer duster thingy. Just blast it with a bunch of air, dust, cobwebs, anything in there. Just cleans it right out. Not that I collect a bunch of cobwebs on my shit, but I'm just saying, like, it really does blow really well. I was impressed. Actually, I may go in to that piece in particular and blow the inside, see if I can get some of the dust out. After I do this, see, I'm still getting, like, literally, like, little pieces of broken resin are still falling out from where I had to break it all up to get the stuff in there. So yeah, I think I need to see if I can't use my new blower to some use. I have done an Iron Man from the original OG Avenger series. I do want to do another one though. I think I'm going to do a quarter scale Iron Man for one of my quarter scale slots. Um, so yeah, I do want to do another Iron Man. I do need to be on the lookout for some other red armor options. Although I did settle on the chrome and transparent red. I think that's going to look good. So we're going to see how that turns out on this. I'm also going to be weathering it down, so I'm not like totally invested in this Iron Man red that I'm going to be using on the base here. But when I go to do a quarter scale Iron Man, I will definitely be doing a spoon test audition for that as well, because I will be on the hunt for the perfect hot rod metallic red. That could be cool. But the one I have in mind is more of a museum pose or studio pose where he's kind of standing straight up, because I've got a very kind of limited width in my quarter scale cabinet. I got a lot of height, but I have very limited width. So the pose that I have in mind, he's kind of standing with his arm out. It's the Wicked one that they released recently, most recently, where he's standing back to back with Tony Stark. Except I'm not gonna do the Tony. I'm just gonna do the Iron Man. Put some lights in it, of course. I'll light that base up. And now that I've got like this induction switch happening, I'm definitely gonna be using that on more stuff. Can't tell if I got that already or not. It looks a little too clean, so I'm just gonna texture it up a little bit. No, I did not get that backside there. A Rocketeer? No, I've not. I've not done a Rocketeer. Like from the old Disney movie, The Rocketeer? What are you talking about? No plans to do a Rocketeer, but that would be a cool statue. I could see that. That's too classy for me, Dan. I only traffic in Marvel and DC filth. Oh, the shadow. Actually, Wicked did release a really good shadow statue. Now that you mentioned it, uh, and I might consider doing that one. Except I don't know. Like I said, uh, I have a reputation for just doing Marvel stuff. So I don't know. Old Billy Zane. No, that was the Phantom that I'm thinking of. Hold on, I'm getting my characters confused. The Shadow was with the red scarf and the hat. Yeah, that was the Shadow. The Shadow knows. So no, I have not seen. Sorry, excuse me. I have not seen a Shadow statue. I have seen a Phantom statue. I feel like those characters are about the same time period. Pop some bubbles. All right, I think that'll do for now until that dries. Then I'll go back and give it some panel liner and some dry brushing, and then that'll be done. But right now it needs to dry. And yeah, this wash takes a minute to dry. The red ring. I don't know what that one is. That one's outside of my knowledge zone. What is the red ring? That phantom statue is pretty awesome, though. I'm not gonna lie. I might do it as a gag. All right, so I'm pretty sure it goes. The star's chrome. The inside is blue. And then it's red, chrome, and red. I painted one earlier. Let me go take a look. Yeah, chrome, blue, red, chrome, red. All right. Cool. Oh, is that what it was? That gave him his powers or whatever. I don't remember the lore of that. I should get a clean X-Acto tip here. Where are they at? I keep my X-Acto blades in a different place than I keep my X-Acto knife. I always forget that because my brain usually puts things in groups together where I need them. In this particular instance, I got them a little spread out. It takes me a second. Oh, come on. Seated. All right. Always gotta have a fresh X-Acto. Let me get all that wash out of that brush real quick, because if not, it's gonna be bad news. So I'm putting the tape over the edges a little bit. After I'm done, I'm going to go back and push the tape down into the creases and then cut in the crease. So that way I preserve the little lip part around the star as well. It's easier to cut in the crease. Make sure you get a nice straight line. So now I'm just going to take a little toothpick and go in here, kind of push this tape down into that space. Like it's going to rip on me. Let's do it this way first. Nice seal on the top. Oh, I see, because I had 2 layers of tape right there. Doesn't have to be perfect. I can always go back and touch up the chrome. It's easy enough to deal with. And we're gonna have a little broken piece right there. That's okay. Spot to touch up. Oh, rip right through my glove. Fingernail. Let's go around this one more time. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm definitely have to touch it up, but these lines are not. This is not a good cut. I can feel it. Close, but come on. Whew, concentrating. Come on. All right. All right. Woo, that one's done. Now what I also need to cover that one. Now the most frustrating part of masking off a round area with straight tape is that you have to basically do it with a bunch of small pieces, and so you don't get a whole lot of coverage per piece. I suppose you could just do like what I did with the other part. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Take a slightly different approach. I'll just trim it. And if that's the case, I'll just use the big tape. Because yeah, this is going to take forever if I continue on like that. It'll still be piece by piece, but at least I can get better coverage this way. I need to work it in as I go, though. I did learn that lesson. There's too much pressure on the parts you're cutting off. You end up with a little pocket. And now I'm just using the butt of the X-Acto to trace out that inside seam. There you go. That's a better idea. So yeah, much happier with that. Do 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 do. I ripped out the thumb tip of my glove. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Coughing in your face. Snuck up on me. Alright, let's go around one more time. Paint over that edge again anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so now what I need to do is go back over this ring here that I want to keep red. So I can do this in blue, peel that off, do that in red. And I don't want to contaminate the chrome. So we're going to go around one more time. And I got to do that. And then for that, I think I'll do the same. I'll mask off around what I'm going to keep as gold. And then when I go in to spray the red on the shield, I can spray the red on the helmet as well. It's a whole lot of masking. I'm also getting a little bit hungry, so I'll probably get the stuff masked off and then we'll find a bite to eat. It's 5:30. That would explain it, but I didn't really get a regular day today. I slept in super late, way later than I should have. I am very excited. The statue is going to be awesome. The little induction switch. I haven't 100% settled on the skin tone yet, the purple. I do have to decide on that quick whenever I get started on the body, because I think that has to be the first thing I have to do since it's the most inside part. So I'll need to get the skin tone on, done, sealed, and then masked off. And then go back and do helmet, the gold and stuff. I mean, it also affects around his arms and stuff too, the arm armor. It's not just his face. Hey, what's up, Glenn? Is this the bust? This is the statue, and I actually increased the size about 120%, or I should say I scaled it up to 120%. So it's a little larger than the 1/6, the standard 1/6, 20% larger to be exact. So yeah, I am using the bust. I am using the bust upper half though, the bust design, because he's a little more compact and he's got the Stark gauntlet. So yeah, using the bust, like I said, the alternative statue version that is the bust layout where he's holding his sword kind of back. Because the standard one, I wanted to print, but man, at this size, his sword sticking out would have stuck out like 2 feet, man. It would have been like, it would have been ridiculous. And talk about having no place to put that. So I'm glad they gave us this a little more compact version. Because otherwise, I don't know what I would have done. Yeah, I've got my induction switch. I got my induction switch put in, and honestly, like I wasn't even trying to cover it up, but you can't even see it. Like I'm looking at it right now, it looks like rocks. Like I didn't even attempt to cover it up. The magnet on the back here, I could have covered that. Like I could have sanded that down, but you're not going to see it. It's pinched in there anyway. So that does give me, you know, a good working example for when I go to do an induction switch and some other statues. If I really, really want to, I can completely hide it. If I wanted to go so far. But this little slidey switch is a good idea, I think. It's fun, at least. It's something a little different, you know? Have a little hidden induction switch. I feel like that'll get some clicks, right? Some people like and subscribe to that. I would. I would if I were you. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but I am kidding. Just joking. So, yeah. So after I get that done, then my year of villains continues with. I think I'm gonna do the Darth Vader next. I need to do a Vader statue. I haven't done a Star Wars one in a while, and he's kind of like the bad of the bad, you know. Except for maybe Palpatine. He's the big bad of Star Wars, so yeah, we'll see. I'm thinking I'll do a I'm thinking I'll do a Vader next. Tell you what, this thing is a monster too. This thing is gigantic. It's really maxing out my spray booth capabilities. Although I guess I basically am done with the spray booth now. That for the biggest part, that one over there. I will have to put it back in there one more time to do a final varnish, but it should be pretty easy. The hard part is done now. Yep, definitely getting hungry. I think I'm not even going to get to mask off the other thing. I'm going to need to stop. Go feed the beast in my stomach. And then I'll come back and we'll get back to work because, well, what else am I going to do tonight? Nothing. Come on. Just a little bit of adhesive. There it goes. I'm certainly glad I found this pinstriper tape because it does quite a good job. But it's still tape. I mean, there's still things about it that I don't like. It tends to, like, especially on surfaces like this that has some little texture spots, it's going to let the airbrush, it's going to let the paint through. Not a big deal. I'll clean up the edges as I go. It also doesn't have to be perfect. This is it's the background piece. So will I do a room tour? Maybe someday. Especially once I start filling up my space. I still got a few slots left. Tell you what, after I got 2 quarter scale slots that are around my TV in the center of the room, and I'm gonna put lights in there, but I'm waiting to get all the statues in first. make sure my lighting solution will work. And once I do that, then I'll post a little room tour. It is a fun room, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really did build a little cave for myself. A little cave that I wanted when I was a kid. I built it. Just living the dream. I just realized after I paint the blue, I'm gonna have to cover over it and then paint the red. That's just gonna be a whole lot of fun masking in the near future. I'm not gonna worry about that outer ring because I'm not gonna blow blue that far. All right, though, I do need to stop and get some grub because I can't focus on this if I can't work on an empty stomach. You know what they say. So I'm gonna end the stream for now, and I'll probably jump back on in an hour or so. Fresh pair of gloves. My thumb hole showing. And yeah, I will be back. Work on that. Catch you on the next stream.